Time to go global now. We start from the United States. They've launched a fresh round of military strikes on Iranian targets, escalating tensions in the Middle East, escalating tensions right there and raising concerns over regional stability. The attacks come as commercial shipping through the Strait of Hormuz, which is a key route for nearly a fifth of the world's oil trade, continues to decline amid security concerns. And analysts are warning that prolonged disruptions could tighten global energy supplies. We've already seen that in the price of oil and push up prices and add fresh pressure to inflation worldwide. And Cathy Wood's Arts Invest is reshaping its investment portfolio with a renewed focus on advanced energy technologies. The firm has reduced its holdings in biotechnology company Atai Life Sciences while increasing its stake in nuclear technology firm X Energy. The move signals growing investor confidence in next-generation nuclear power as governments and businesses seek reliable, low-carbon energy solutions to meet rising electricity demand. And just before we leave the United States, correspondent in the U.S., Maria Bird, tells us how the market fared yesterday.
Market had a challenging day on Thursday as the Dow Jones was down at 0.2%. The S&P 500 was also down at 0.5%. And the heavy tech Nasdaq led the day down at 1.5%. As many investors were a bit surprised by the AI boom and also the earnings reports that were released. This did cause a bit of concern for how the U.S. will respond in the coming days and weeks ahead, specifically as the tension with the U.S. and Iran continues, as this will have an impact on the U.S. economy over the days and weeks to come.
Minister Sunai Takaichi is calling that the country's government pension investment fund, which is the world's largest pension fund, to increase investment in domestic assets. She argues that directing more capital into Japanese companies and infrastructure would strengthen economic growth, support innovation, and improve national competitiveness. The comments come as policymakers look for new ways to stimulate long-term investment and economic resilience. She says that with the stock market continuing to reform solidly, she believes it is important to pursue measures that encourage households and pension funds, including Government Pension Investment Fund, to further increase their investment in Japanese financial assets. Still in Japan, government says that decisions on monetary policy should remain in the hands of the Bank of Japan, reaffirming the central bank's independence. The statement comes as markets closely watch the BOJ's next steps following its gradual shift away from years of ultra-loose monetary policy. Officials say fiscal policy and monetary policy must work together while respecting the central bank's role in managing inflation and financial stability. Still in Japan, core inflation is expected to slow further, with economists forecasting a 1.6% annual increase in June. That's for the consumer prices. The anticipated moderation suggests underlying price pressures remain contained, despite higher wages and previous policy adjustments by the Bank of Japan. The inflation reading will be closely monitored by investors for clues on whether the central bank is likely to maintain or adjust its current policy stance. Close to Japan, Chinese AI pioneer Moonshot started a model that performs on par with some of the top-tier platforms from OpenAI and Anthropic PBC, which is the latest sign that the Asian countries' artificial intelligence labs are closing a technology gap with the United States. Moonshot released the Kimi K3 today, touting benchmarks comparable to some of the U.S. lab's best offerings. The open-weight model outperforms all rivals except Anthropic's Cloud Fable 5 and OpenAI's GPT 5.6 on overall capacity. Away from Asia or around there, Malaysia has reported a surprise surge in economic growth in the second quarter as robust services and electronics exports countered the impact of the war in the Middle East. Gross domestic products rose 5.8% in the 3 months through June from a year earlier. This is according to advanced estimates from the Department of Statistics Malaysia, beating the 5.2 median prediction in our survey. In the first 3 months of 2026, the economy grew 5.4%. And Volvo car CEO is pushing back on Navarro's pirate China comments. Volvo Car AB Chief Executive Hakan Samuelson is defending the company's operations in China after criticism from U.S. trade advisor Peter Navarro, who described Chinese manufacturing practice as piracy. The CEO says Volvo operates under global standards and remains committed to fair competition and innovation. The exchange highlights growing geopolitical tensions as global automakers navigate trade disputes and shifting industrial policies between China and the United States. Those are the global news for now.